Occasionally, dubious consultants are seen on the internet who speak of citizenship and visa, who offer alleged tax planning services, without, however, having the professional qualifications to render such services. Unfortunately, there are many people who, because of this type of consultants, have ended up in prison or have accumulated millionaire debts and penalties. There are usually no problems in the first few years, but simply because the timing of justice and tax assessments often takes no less than 5 years from the events to begin. After 5 years, however, these people unexpectedly discovered that an international arrest warrant had been issued against them. Today we see 5 clues that can help you recognize an unreliable subject which literally risks ruining your life. 1. First of all, it is a clue that he is not an international tax lawyer or that he is not even a graduate. Consider that, between graduation and specialization, an international tax lawyer has dedicated about 10 years to absorb the fundamental notions to carry out the profession. Therefore, it is easy to imagine what enormous training gaps these subjects have. Furthermore, the latter have never assisted a client in the event of a tax assessment, and therefore have no idea of the consequences that a clumsy tax planning activity can have. As a rule, these subjects do not even have any type of professional insurance to protect the client. In the event that they commit gross errors, they will not answer for it and will leave the client alone to suffer the consequences of their mistakes. 2. Often these are people who had a blog in which they talked about their travels, and after receiving the first requests for information, they began to advertise online, aiming to ask for money from the wealthiest individuals. Presumably, following a request from a client, some of these characters hire third parties to do the work, perhaps young freelancers, located in countries like Pakistan. In the end, the scammer maybe pays the freelancer less than $100 and sells to the client for thousands. 3. They are aimed solely and exclusively at extremely wealthy individuals, such as millionaires or multimillionaires, and specify this aspect continuously. Because only extremely wealthy people are ready to make substantial payments, even without having made the necessary checks on the service provider, as even a payment of $20,000 or euros is minimum for them, if related to their total assets. 4. They have tremendous visibility on social media, perhaps with many people following them, but even after years, they don't have a Google activity profile. Because the business profile on Google allows people to leave reviews, and if they had it, it would be full of negative reviews, and people who tell the nightmare they ended up in because of that fake professional. 5. Their blogs or videos, rather than providing professional information, are more like gossip magazines. They talk about more political than technical topics, communicate by means of slogans, try to get people to get angry, and use other emotional buttons in such a way as to cloud people's decision-making capacity and push them to make a decision not with the logic but with emotions. If, in the last 5 years, you have had to deal with consultants like those described, the advice is to go immediately to your international tax lawyer and have your situation examined to avoid unexpected nasty surprises in the near future.